I'm Eloise Malone. I'm the founder and artistic director of Effervescent. We're a charity based in an art gallery in Plymouth, and we are using arts and design thinking to make the world kinder and happier. For me, a refuge is a safe space where you can be nurtured and treated kindly and help to say and do the things that will help you feel better and make the world better. We work with children and young people to say the things they need to say and that nobody knew how to help them say before, and that maybe nobody really wanted to hear from them before. And we use contemporary art and skills around making artwork and curating artwork to make that powerful and resonant and magical for the audiences who need to hear it and see it. Over the past 2 years, we've been working with groups of young people who come together because they have shared concerns or experiences, and some of those young people have been just very, very lonely and isolated. Some of them have been through incredibly traumatic experiences, domestic violence, caring for parents who have really difficult lives themselves, children who've been sexually abused and sexually exploited, and children who are just in poverty and coping with daily sadness and feeling like life has nothing good for them. One of the extraordinary things about what's happened with the children we've worked with is their huge sense of accomplishment, of feeling better, of feeling like they're not alone. Like a young woman who was sexually exploited said to me, "Ever since I was a small child, I've only been valued as someone who looks pretty and has this body. And working with you, I've had a relationship where people care about what I think and want to listen to what I've got to say, and I've never had a relationship like that with anyone before." Other people have gone on to university and have done really, really well at university because we've given them a training in critical decision making and how to make sense of the world that they didn't have before. But what I think mostly this has done for young people is made them feel not alone, and therefore they felt happier and more comforted because they realised that they are wonderful, beautiful people, and what's happened to them, it's defined them, but also they can move on from that and be happy and live the lives they want. Winning a national lottery award would be scrumptious and delightful, and just, I think the thing that is really interesting about my work is it probably looks really easy, and actually it's really, really difficult. We're learning and developing something that nobody's really done before with children and young people, and that is terrifying and difficult because you want it to be the best thing it can be, and for every single young person you want to look after them and nurture them and make them feel like they are the wonderful, delicious, fabulous person they are. And that requires a huge amount of energy, because when we meet young people often they're very, very vulnerable and scared, and we have to really work very, very hard to make them feel safe, make them feel like they can say the things that have been hurting them. And that makes you give a lot. It is difficult. So for me, winning this award would be personally just lovely, but also I think the crucial thing is for all the young people who've put their hearts and their heads and themselves on the line and have said something that was really hard to say and have taken risks in putting that out there for an audience in a contemporary art gallery where young people normally don't have any kind of degree of control. For them, I think this would be extraordinary in terms of feeling like it had all been worth it. Some of the young people we've worked with have come and worked with us afterwards. Some of them have worked in Rumpus Cozy, our little bistro, and it's given them the confidence and the stability and the structure to really grow further and get some independence and earn a wage, develop some real a sense of skill and working with other lovely people, Some of the young people have become our creative apprentices or come on to work with us as interns or volunteers, and they in turn have therefore passed on their artistic and curating skills to other groups who may not be so sure of themselves at the beginning. And so what happens is you get this beautiful ripple effect where one person's happiness spills out into lots of people's happiness, and the world gradually just becomes more beautiful and more kind through every single young person we work with. Effervescent does something really different and unique, something that nobody else is really doing at the moment, and we hope to influence people to do this kind of thing. Firstly, the way we work with children and young people is not through physical skills, because although you can teach children to use cameras, actually it takes years and years of refinement to get to the point where you can do something really, really extraordinary. And so what we do is we work with children and young people to help them develop new neural pathways, new ways of attacking the world, or new ways of dealing with the world, new ways of thinking critically about the world. And what that does is within a couple of weeks or months of very intensive work, it changes how children relate to the world, and it gives them whole new ways of dealing with their problems. We can't take away the difficulties that they face day to day, but what we can do is give them some more armour and some more weaponry to deal with that, so that they themselves can withstand those pressures better. That's one of the ways in which we're unique, but also actually the structure of what we're doing really turns what's been done before on its head. So in the art world, a lot of work with children and young people is done as an afterthought or in a bolt-on to what's happening in a gallery. A work is chosen, an exhibition is created by a curator, and then there's an education programme to outreach to young people and get them engaged with the programme. What we're doing here is asking young people to set the programme, to design the programme, to say what needs to be said, to choose those works and set the gallery. And what that means is you get an authenticity of gallery exhibition that audiences really warm to, really enjoy, really feel is relevant and meaningful to them. And so in that way, we're really changing what art galleries can be and how people can relate to them.